For a second, I genuinely thought Samsung had made the most confusing foldable lineup ever. Because for the first time, they're launching two book-style foldables on the same day. One is called the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra, and the other is simply the Galaxy Z Fold 8. Now, you'd probably expect the wider, more tablet-like one to be the Ultra, but nope. Samsung did the opposite. So naturally, three questions came to my mind. Which one should you actually buy? Is this new wide design genuinely better or just different? And after the Fold 7, what has Samsung really improved this year? So let's break it all down. The first thing you'll notice is just how different these two phones feel in your hand. From the back, they actually look almost identical. Same premium design language, similar camera layout, and both feel unmistakably Samsung. The Fold 8 Ultra is just a little thinner, whether it's folded or unfolded, but honestly, the difference isn't huge. The real difference is the shape. The Fold 8 Ultra sticks with that taller display, while the regular Fold 8 goes much wider, almost like opening up a passport. And that completely changes how you use it. On the Ultra, reading articles, browsing websites, or multitasking still feels fantastic, but when you watch movies or TV shows, those black bars are still there because of the taller aspect ratio. The regular Fold 8 fixes a lot of that. Its inner display is much closer to a standard 16:9 shape, so videos fill far more of the screen and look noticeably more immersive. There is a trade-off though. Because it's wider, it takes a tiny bit more effort to slide into your pocket. But once it's there, it actually feels surprisingly comfortable. It sits more like carrying a passport or a slim wallet instead of a tall brick. The bigger adjustment is actually the cover display. Since it's shorter and wider, it'll probably take a few days before it feels natural. It's still perfectly usable with one hand, but if you've spent years using tall smartphones, your muscle memory definitely notices the difference. It definitely looks more immersive because it fills the display better, but some parts of the video do get cropped. Open the phone though, rotate it, and suddenly you've got a massive screen that's fantastic for watching content. As for the displays themselves, the Fold 8 comes with a 5.5-inch cover screen and a 7.6-inch inner display that's much wider. The Fold 8 Ultra gives you a larger 6.5-inch cover display alongside an 8-inch folding display that's slightly taller. Now let's talk about what's actually new over the Fold 7. And thankfully, this isn't just a spec bump. Samsung redesigned the hinge, making it both thinner and stronger. That thinner hinge also allowed them to add an anti-reflective coating to the inner display on both phones, which makes a surprisingly noticeable difference when you're using them outdoors. On the Fold 8 Ultra, Samsung also managed to squeeze in a bigger battery while increasing wireless charging speeds to 20 watts. Both displays now peak at an impressive 3,000 nits of brightness, which is actually brighter than the Galaxy S26 Ultra. But the engineering achievement that really impressed me is just how ridiculously thin the Fold 8 Ultra has become. Seriously, put it next to the USB-C port and it's almost the same thickness, or compare it to the side buttons. It's honestly difficult to imagine Samsung making this thing any thinner next year. I also noticed something that's hard to explain until you've actually used it. Opening and closing the Fold 8 Ultra simply feels smoother. It's not a dramatic difference, but if you've used the Fold 7, you'll immediately notice that little bit of extra refinement. It just feels more polished every single time you unfold it. Overall, it feels like Samsung didn't reinvent the Fold 7. The cameras are where these two phones finally separate. The Fold 8 Ultra gets the more premium setup, including an upgraded 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera. The regular Fold 8 keeps things simpler with a 50-megapixel main camera and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, but it skips the telephoto entirely. One thing both phones can do, though, is record 8K video using both the main and ultra-wide cameras. Now here's my first impression. The Fold 7 was already one of the best foldables Samsung had ever made. It finally nailed the balance between being thin, lightweight, and actually practical to use every day. The Fold 8 Ultra doesn't try to reinvent that formula, it simply improves it. And somehow, Samsung achieved all of that without making it heavier. Personally, based purely on these first impressions, I'd probably still pick the Fold 8 Ultra. Mainly because I spend more time multitasking, replying to emails, editing documents, and getting work done than watching Netflix or YouTube. But I'm genuinely curious about the regular Fold 8. That wider display could completely change how enjoyable foldables are for entertainment, and I don't think a few hours is enough to judge that properly. So I'm going to use it as my daily phone for a while and see whether that wider design ends up being a gimmick or the future of foldables. Once I've tested the cameras properly, battery life, gaming, durability, One UI 9, and all the hidden features, I'll put together a full review with everything you actually need to know before buying one. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you're subscribed. And before you leave, tell me this. Which one would you choose right now? The wider Fold 8 or the productivity-focused Fold 8 Ultra? I'm really curious to see where most of you land.